Okay, we're back. So
Mhm.
first of all, I want to say, like, freaking rock star, and I really mean that, because if you look at if I look at your and thank you for sharing, like, thank you for sharing all of it. Like, it's been it's been a hell of a journey to hold that independence and to hold that, like, it's like I see you holding this rudder of this boat, like constantly in your steady, like stopping without, and will talk about stop reset. It's like you kind of have had these moments where in life where you've had to stop and analyze, check in, and then off the next path or the next person goes and comes your way. And isn't that the truth in life of stopping, resetting, and then feeling into? So you use your intuition, and how many people are numb from the intuition because, okay, we can, because of meds, number one, because of just disconnection with self. And I'm so glad you found meditation, and I'm so glad that you found a space where you connected back in your heart, because it is a real thing to be stuck in your head where it's a doing world of looking outward, of like, what can I solve? Where can I fix? Where can I be? Where do I fit in? How do I make this work for me? Where the entire thing is actually the other way around. It's the being. And in meditation is really just a space where you come back into your own room. Like, you're in your own room, you're in your inside this body, because we are these beings, we're these spiritual beings having a human experience. We're not a human with some, some of us only think we're spiritual, what have you. We're actually the other way around. We've just forgotten who we are. But to watch you through your journey, I mean, how the universe has sent signs. I mean, what are the chances of sitting at a train station at that crossroads that you were facing or finding yourself in, and a messenger comes along? I mean, how many messengers in our lives in those key pivotal moments are right in front of us, and we do or don't listen to, and yet there's no right nor wrong. But clearly you were meant to be there right at that moment. It's a huge thing to make that decision, especially on your own. 23 with already a baby. And how many people could resonate with that? Like, very lucky you had your mum to say, despite the entanglement, to say, come back. Because what do they say? A village. It takes a village to bring up a child, and a healthy village
Yeah.
to bring up a child. And yeah, awesome that you were able to then find your path. And I really do. I think what you're doing um, with wine of color, and with your path that you have taken of stepping into who you are and stepping into your role, you had to have all of that story before you. That's all been your journey, your path, your children, your relationships, the con man, the who's man, the all of all of that is what you chose. Um, and now coming out the other side, or through, it's not even out, you're through. It's like, because every stage is a stage. But right now, the Janine, the goddess of color, the wine of color, like with J9, I love that. I love that J9. And congrats for being in that strength, for not falling into the victim trap, because so many of us can fall into, oh my gosh, woe is me, what's, like, I'm so many people are stuck, and I say it with so much respect and love, because look, I was there, and it's being in a place of spinning and no direction, and then you having children without the support system the man front. Didn't matter. The universe gave you another, your other part of your family. But you've now come to this place where I know I've only known you a few months, but we've connected, and I see you. I mean, I see you. And there's this medicine woman coming back, like it's natural, isn't it? It's so, how do you go find the right herb and the right, you just the knowing. And that only comes, Janine, with sitting down on your butt and like freaking stopping, like stop.
Yeah.
You got to stop the buzz. We're these energy beings that are vibrating, and everything in our in the the Western world, in this buzz, this is a frequency to keep us away from sitting in our own room. And you got that Nemo, like when you sit back in your body, when you arrive back in your body and you connect, like you just sit quietly, the answers are there. Everything comes from within. But the outside noise of the world doesn't allow you to listen in their room. You've got to come back into your own room and honor those and honor it, because it's like trusting yourself, isn't it? It's like fully trusting yourself. Because you kind of are the creator.
A lot of that. And a lot of that came up, trust and working through those trust issues, not just with self, but just trusting the moment,
trusting life,
trusting life, creating that safe space within yourself. And I always tell people the only time that my life changed dramatically is when I took that time to acknowledge that part of me. The good and the bad, the happy, the sad, and holding space for that in me. That's when my world started changing. It was remarkable. And when I tell people, it's like my life, it feels like it changed overnight, but there was a lot of hard work.
No, sure.
There was a lot of
it's a journey, hey?
Yeah.
It's a journey. A lot of sitting with self, a lot of unpacking, a lot of shedding, a lot of noise that is neat. It's got to be worked through. And isn't that what is going on in such a big way now in the world, where there's all this noise and people are like looking for outside, help me, or where, what. But the biggest gift that you can give yourself is just to sit down. I sit down with a tree, like catch the tree's breath, like slow down. You can't hear anything when you're stuck up in here. I mean, it's a real thing. There's an energetic disconnect with humanity in the throat area. If you think of the connection between here and the heart, like it's an energetic physical thing with all our chakras and the energy field through us. It's a real thing. It's not woo-woo. It's a real thing. We are energy beings. And the throat has been the major disconnect. When you think of all past lives where, if you've used your voice and it hasn't served the narrative, you've had your head chopped off. Or you've been stifled. You've been muffled down to speak truth, like one's own truth. But it's all coming undone now. And so one at a time, we're connecting. This energy field is healing, and the courage, you spoke about courage. The courage is an inside thing that expands, and you become braver, and you become, you actually, sort of, I don't know, with my story, with like just, I was like, oh my God, that's so wise. Did that come out of my mouth or my thinking? Like, oh, I actually have got a voice. Oh my God, I do make sense. Like, I'm so impressed with myself. You've got to be our best friend and our hero and our praiser and our lover of self, because that's how to be. You got to be it. So here you are now. So what are you actually doing in this role of medicine woman, this warrior woman that's coming through now, that's getting more and more courageous and comfortable in his space. It's like amazing. It's like that's big stuff when you realize you are the medicine. And everyone is the medicine. It's just a journey to be actually embody the embodiment of it, you know, of the loving being you are. So what's your space now in that role?
Well, it's a journey. It's a journey like any other. I would say healing. I always say healing the vine, and maybe and healing through the wine, and because we have the ability to imprint what we put out there. So what energy do I put in my wine? And I remember I was sitting with one of our gogos, and she's like, "Oh wow, you're sending some wine to the UK. We should actually imprint it with some love." And I was like, we can do that? She's like, of course, we're going to have to heal through this wine. When people drink this wine, they need to feel their heart chakras open up, and they must feel the love coming through it. She's like, do you just think we just put stuff out there? No, we heal through what we do. That so when we go in there and we make the wine, we bring all the love and the joy into the cellar.
Oh,
I
that's
make
so
the jokes with
cool.
the staff, and we laugh when we're processing the grapes, and we put all that energy of love and passion into these grapes. And I remember when I was in the UK in November, um, my importer, Emily, she was like, you know what? We've got two Sauvignon Blancs. We've got your Sauvignon Blanc, and then we've got the other Sauvignon Blanc of one of the other ladies. But there's something about your Sauvignon Blanc when people taste it, they just feel excited and happy. They're like, oh, this is really good.
That's so funny because I showed you this morning, like I drew the joy card, like hello.
Yeah. That's it. And I was
Clearly.
like, and that's it. And we all got these gifts that's so untapped, and this is the gift we bring to the world. And it's like the joy, the love, the happiness. And I mean, when I get onto the farm, they know I'm there. They're like, oh, there she arrived with a ray of joy and sunshine. And that's the energy I bring to this space. And then there's also the energy of holding space and building this new way of being within this really matriarchy, old school, thousand of years old industry that has just been so stuck in their ways. And there I walk in with my beads and my cloths, and I'm going to this meeting where I'm sitting with the government officials, uh, task teams, and I'm sitting there representing the young professionals and the emerging winemakers. And I'm sitting there in my traditional attire, holding space for the future and holding space for those that didn't have a voice in the past, and voicing what my ancestors have to say. And when I sit at this table, I don't speak just on, I don't speak for myself. I speak on behalf of my ancestors, those that have walked before me that couldn't voice that. And I sit there and I'm just channeling. I'm literally channeling, and everybody's sitting in the room, and I'm sitting barefoot, and I'm owning my space.
So
And I remember
cool.
when before I left for the meeting, I had this little, and it's like, where's your cloth? Where's your beads? Where are you going? Why are you leaving without these things? You are holding space, not just for the future generation, but you're creating a space for a voice for those that couldn't speak for themselves. And when I left the meeting, everybody's like, oh, wow. And I said, we all souls having this human experience. We all made out of love, and we need to embody that love. And I'm bringing this kind of dialogue to the table. And everybody's like, can we have what she had this morning? Because she's clearly
It's a
on
great
some sort of high.
Cabernet Sauvignon called Great Cab. Okay. With Janine.
And we're like, Oh, she's
But
high on a gummy berry juice again.
it takes a big thing to be that voice of, and it's of that joy. I mean, it's so simple, and it's so, and yet you, as you say, the matriarchy and this entire, you know, old story of like watching what one says, and you know, dressing accordingly, being accordingly, all to agendas and, you know, to-dos, terms and regulations. It's like stifling. You can't do it anymore. It's done. It's done. It's the whole world now. You can't fix the old. It's time to create new. And it sounds like with your wine, and even the experience with the winemakers and the singing and the joy and all of that, you know, you can take a leaf out of that tree for sure, of how to now, because it is time for new, and it's time to bring in the love again, and you know, and wine clearly is where it starts when it comes to, as you say, divine love. I mean, good job, good job. Are you working? Are you working with you're working with the workers in the wine industry, or with your, what are you doing with them with regards to all of this new co-creation and approach?
So with Wine of Color SA, we assist emerging businesses with access to market opportunities. So it's mainly businesses in the wine space, winemakers, brand owners, etc. And then we also do wine education. And then on a later stage, we wanna buy a piece of land, cultivate the piece of land, create a whole ecosystem of new generation winemakers that understand the value in collaboration, the value as working in communities and creating a community setup that actually support the infrastructure of what we're trying to create. And just understanding that there's enough to go around, living in a mindset of abundance. There's resources, there's enough resources, there's enough to go around. I mean, getting to that space where if you don't have, we help. If this person, we carry each other and understand the value that that brings to the space, and a space of love and a space of empathy and care and kindness. And that's the space that we as Wine of Color would like, that is, we are not would like to create. We're busy creating that. We're creating that in the industry. And when we do sit at the table with the old, there's obviously resistance. There's a lot of resistance to this. And I'm like, change is here. It's here. Embrace it. It's a happy space.
Exactly.
There's no need to fear it. It's going to be good for all of us at the table. There's enough to go around. There's enough love to go around here at the table. There's enough resources to go around at the table. Let's understand the value. I am because you are the Ubuntu. Bring that back. We have forgotten our ancestors. We have forgotten what has got us to a point of having these resources. We forgot nature, that is the main provider of these resources. We have what we have because she has been birthing and birthing and birthing for us. It's now time for us to start giving to her and birth back. So how do we come to that space and understanding that we need to do better as humans? And how do we human better? And how do we start humaning from that heart space? And when I sit at the tables, I'm like, we all just love, we're all just human. Let's be kinder.
It's so simple, isn't it? It's so
It is
simple.
so simple. And
it's just like, but it is an inside job that you've really got to wake up to within yourself, so that you really do connect and activate within yourself. So you be it. You don't just go out every third day and, you know, give love. You actually are it. We are the change.
You vibrate on it.
You vibrate. It's all
we have
energy.
to vibrate on it.
So,
the energy that we vibrate
so the person resisting is is because these bright lights are coming in of truth and of, it's the resistance is just because of feeling safe in the old, knowing actually you got to have change, because everything's got to change now. There's no rescuing this old world. There is creating a new world, and it comes from that heart space. And so, you know, infused love, wine. You think of consumption of anything, whether you're drinking wine or eating food, it's come down a food chain of, you know, vibration of the initial seed of the carrot or in the ground, like right down to the farmer. Like, is the farmer traumatized or under pressure for deliverance and everything? Goes through the workers of how the farmers treating the workers, how the soil is, how Mother Earth is being appreciated and nurtured in that environment. Everything of that energy comes through that carrot. And by the time the carrot has been picked, grown, picked, packaged, put in the supermarket, put on your table, this lifeless, traumatized carrot, like, has a chance of, like, what? Unless you know that in that moment to actually say, give thanks for it, like literally alchemizes its energy.
Yeah.
But people consume blindly. So you consume anything with all the trauma, and then you wonder why you feel so crap after a meal, or you feel better with the meal that's made with love, because you've got like the difference of cooks, of happy cook, sad cook. I mean, everything is frequency, which then gives your address. So, you know, consciously putting love into your wine, consciously putting love into the food that you cook, your body receives it completely differently, like completely differently, because you're drinking, you're eating without guilt, you're doing it all totally with love, and you have a whole different experience. So good job for extending yourself into your product. And isn't that what any product, oh my God, I'm so excited, these things don't stick in my ears. Any product that a company has, a business has, to put the energy of where everybody's happy and they're on that journey of being in joy in the workplace, they're putting the energy into the product. So no wonder your wine sells better than a traumatized bottle. I mean, it makes it makes sense. Like, it makes sense. So it's a new world, it's a new language, it's a whole new way of approaching the world. I mean, of waking up, and as you say, everything's a choice. Waking up in the morning, I'm choosing to be happier today. Like, I'm choosing a better feeling. I'm choosing. Then you become it. So yes, I mean, I know you and I are the lights running around. It rattles people. But it's time for new. It's a new approach for everything. It's raw and real. You've got to get real. You've got to get real now. And you've got to you've got to follow your heart. If it's in here and you're still calculating numbers and things, it's like, it's a disconnect. You've got to be in the heart. The numbers come. Everything comes from connection and that love space. So yeah, the new currency in this world is love. It isn't about money anymore, you know. It's that's another whole topic. But yeah, you know, well done for your path of being. Like, you've got it, and it's such an inspiration. It's such an inspiration to others. So I know you've got various things that one of the things that we're doing together is our course, SRG, Stop, Reset, Go. But it's you've got so much influence out there with wine of color, and I know you're going to take it places. Like, there's all sorts of exciting projects and things happening out there that are co-creating and birthing from your genius mind. And then also with sharing your story to the world and to incredible beings out there who, yeah, looking for role models and looking for people who are the change makers. It really is like so cool. Like, good job. Good job. Feathers and
Yeah.
beads and all. Yeah, it's like,
Feathers and beads,
yeah,
the colors
totally.
in the hair.
Yes. It's like get out of the suits and get out of the shoes. You know, it's time to
Yeah,
breathe. Time to
I'm I'm an ocean girl, so I've always got shells in my hair, feathers in my ear from all the birds around. So yeah, it's just like, and I'll be working with Pharrell from SRG Journeys. We want to bring this into the way of being amongst farm workers, because I mean they've gone through quite a traumatic time, especially in the space with the DOP system and the history and the ancestral history, and just also getting them to wake up to the reality of where we are at right now, and sort of creating a program to guide them through those steps, because a lot of them want to do better and want to be better, but they don't know the how. They don't know how, what steps do I take to get there. So we're busy talking to an industry body at this stage to see if they can come on board to assist us to roll this out to farm workers and to businesses, farm owners as well, so that we can start working on our industry's way of thinking and way of being, and to get that form, that culture of understanding that it all starts with us as individuals before it goes out to the wider network. So yeah, and yesterday we found a space to put up our healing center.
Oh,
So I don't know
wow.
if you heard the news. I shared it with
No,
Pharrell yesterday.
no,
So
share.
we found a place here in Hout Bay that we're going to set up the healing center. I'll send you some pictures.
Oh my
But
gosh.
yeah, we're getting that going, and one of our other members that's a traditional healer. He does the sustainable building. He uses renewable energy stuff, and he just use what's in the environment, and he builds these beautiful structures, everything from the natural environment, to make sure that this everything remains indigenous to that space.
Wow.
So he's coming today, and we're going to go out to the site, and he's going to have a look at what we can do. But yeah, it's literally on the edge of the mountain here, and we are highly.
Wow.
It is a beautiful space, Susie. I'll send you the stuff. But yeah,
Oh,
it's we
wow. And
are
what
going
are
to
you going to
take.
do? What are you going to do there? What's
So
the
we
vision? That's now a
so
reality.
the vision that's now a reality. So we want to heal through food. We want to heal through medicine, plant medicine. We will be healing through different ways, just being. We're going to have sweat lodges. So there's a whole itinerary. I know that you said you will share yours with me, and we can see how we can collaborate and incorporate, because this is a space for healing and being, and just also just a safe space, not just for the community, but also for those that have woken up to the reality of where we are at and now need that support. So we definitely creating just a space of healing and love and support.
So, when is the anticipation of this all landing and happening this year?
Well, we've birthed it. It's coming into fruition. So this year, yes. Yeah.
Done. I'm excited. Wow. And
Yeah.
it's so here of the co-creation of community. Like everyone's got their role. So these these creations are coming together with those who are born to be the medicine woman, those who are born to build the structures, those who are born who've got the finances, those who are born with the cooking, with the food. Everyone comes in their bliss
Yes.
of beingness to make the ecosystem of this fully balanced, fully energized, fully sourced creation in love. Like it's a collective making the space like real and to to completely reset the nervous systems. So yeah, I'm excited. I'll certainly share the vision of what we are also, creating as well. It's time for
It's
people
time.
to take their energy field seriously and to take their inner journey to heart, literally. It's time to stop. It's time to go inwards. It's time to realize that we are the source of the creation. What's in front of us today was our thoughts and vibration yesterday that has brought us. And so you want change, you've got to change inside. And it is that absolute surrender to love, like that peace and that presence. It's being is a place. Power of now, Eckhart Tolle, the most powerful thing, it is a place. And it's a
It
vibration.
is a
And
place.
it's a place where you create and where we birth this new world. And Cape Town, yeah, is the place where the healing happens in the mother city. So how does it get better than this? I mean, what more is possible? Magic.
We've got
I
everything. We've got
know.
everything here.
I
We've got
know.
all the
We've got
all
everything.
everything we need for the recipe. We've got all the ingredients.
When you
So
surrender to it, don't you? Just like, okay, universe, here I am. I'm in my space. I'm in my walking meditation pose. Like I am the being of that. So bring it on. It's like being in, everything's like in the field already. So it's just tuning the
yeah,
radio station. The more I'm in love, the more it comes. Like, so
yeah.
the
No,
more you're
and
not thinking, the more you're
electricity.
not writing diaries, the more you're not planning anything, because you can't plan anything these days. I mean,
Yeah.
it's all a surprise.
It is, I was actually in yesterday's Kodu meeting. I was also saying that I feel like I've just been put on a stop. Like every time when I'm trying to get emails done and this done and that done, it's like, why am I not getting to all my work? It's like, stop. It's time to stop, reset. It's not time to go yet. You still resetting.
Totally,
You still uploading
totally.
stuff. And I'm like, and that's why my
And it
crown
goes from
chakra was
here, it doesn't go
studied on
over there.
Sunday, and the lady's like, you're getting massive downloads?" And I'm like, "That's probably the reason, because I'm getting all this information and I can't be doing a lot of things because I'm like taking so much in,
Sure,
so that when we
sure.
start taking that energy out there, it's going to create. It's already creating
I know.
itself, and
Wow.
all I have to do is just reset. This is time to reset.
To be,
Uh,
literally
to
to
just
be,
be,
sit in the chair and be. Nobody
to just
understands that meaning. With
just to be. And I
just
was
to
like, and
be.
yesterday we were sitting here, myself and Daphne had a discussion, and it came up how we're going to change the frequency of our country, because we spoke about our country and the state that our country is in. And if all us as conscious being start holding a space in our hearts and start putting that energy of love out there, energy of peace and kindness, this country would have a major shift.
Totally, totally. It's a ripple. And
It's a
it's a ripple. We need to have another chat about energies, but we're winding out of time here now. I want to thank you. I want
but
to
yeah, thank you so much, Susie, for having me.
you're amazing and good job. And yeah, just I wish you everything you wish upon yourself. Like it's already done. And I know, and we've got some beautiful things that I'm looking forward to doing together with these youth calls that we're going to be doing, and our SRG journey and eco-civilization, and everything's coming in. It's all here. So I'm excited. It is an honor to know you, like it really is, and to meet you. I'm so proud of you. And I see you, sister. Like I see you, I hear you. And I thank you. I thank you for everything. Okay.
Thank you so much, Susie. We are part of the same tribe.
I know, I know, I know, I know.
Yeah.
So
I see you.
it's, thank
I see
you.
you.
It's, yeah, I know you do. So it's a beautiful, beautiful moment with the, with our beings coming in. Like it's just amazing. And I'm so excited to be part of this, to be alive in this moment. So thank you, and just lots and lots of love. Oops, what's happening here? All sorts of things, saving and okay,
Okay.
I think this is going to start ending in a second too, so
Okay.
I'm going to stop it, but yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Susie.
It's been a pleasure.